Hello everybody and welcome back to ADHD Hobbies and another episode of Warhammer 40k Space Marine 2. It's a mouthful. This episode I'm going to go over the different classes available in the game, but more specifically, the abilities that are unique to each class. Each class in Warhammer Space Marine has its own unique abilities, separating it from the other classes, and when used correctly, you can get some devastating effects. I'm going to go down the list and present the classes in the same order that the game does, so that means the first one up is going to be Tactical. Our Tactical class is going to be the basic all-around class. Think of him as the Soldier 76. The Tactical class is the guy that has all the guns, all the options. You can equip him with so many different things. This class easily has the widest variety of items that you can equip to them. The other thing that makes this class very useful, though, is their class ability. While a lot of class abilities tend to benefit just the person playing, the Tactical's class ability benefits everybody in a couple of different ways. And I'm talking about the Aspect Scan. The first thing you'll notice is that all the enemies get highlighted. And this is kind of nice. The highlight lasts for the duration that the scan is available. So if they're highlighted, you know you're getting the bonuses. If they're not highlighted, you know they're not. The bonuses you get while they're highlighted is a damage bonus applied to all monsters within the radius, and this is usable by all other players in the party. Number 2 on the list, the Assault class. It's time to get some jump jets. The Assault class is a pretty mobile class with some decent armor. You're limited on the guns and the weapons that you have. You get a pistol and a sword and a hammer, so you gotta be comfortable with some close combat on this one, but if you're using your jump jets correctly, that's exactly where you're going to be. Unlike the Aspect Scan from the Tactical class, the jump jets on the Assault class does not really benefit anybody else. Yes, it benefits in the way of they're mobile and they can kill things in their capable hands, but you're not going to get a damage boost or give a damage boost to the rest of the party. You're not going to help them out in any other way. This is one of the classes where it's pretty standard that your ability suits you and helps you, and it's up to you to use it correctly or not. Not a whole lot to it. One of the only caveats, though, that can be brought up is the difference between PvE and PvP with this class. In PvE, you don't get very good airtime. You kind of jump up and have to get your shots in. In PvP, you get an extra charge and you can get way the hell up there and use them to be pretty mobile. The class does feel better in PvP and more fun to play, but due to game balancing issues with PvE, they had to nerf it. Third on the list is going to be a community favorite, and it's the Vanguard. And he may actually be the most mobile of all of them here, even more so than the jump jet guys. And how do you pull something like that off? Well, the Vanguard guy, he's got a grappling hook. And with the grappling hook, it lets him dart around from place to place and get to targets quickly. It's useful in a lot of different ways with mobility, but it also deals a significant amount of damage when you actually hit the target that you've grappled onto. Like the jump packs and separate from the Aspect Scan, this is another one that only benefits this player. It doesn't add any damage boost, it doesn't do anything, but it does allow him to get around the field. The Vanguard class is also a little bit light on the armor and designed to be more mobile than anything, so you're going to have to be pretty good with your melee. He does get some regular carbine weapons and some bolt pistols, not quite as limited as the Assault, but also I wouldn't say as many as the Tactical either. Alright, we're halfway through the list and on to one of the biggest staples and most recommended classes in the game, the Bulwark. This is the tank, this is the guy in the game with all the armor. He's the guy that can withstand lots, got the shield, blocks things. This is just your tank, okay? Doesn't do any healing, but he does take care of your shields. His special ability is going to be his chapter banner. He's going to slam that bad boy down, and everybody in its radius will see their armor get replenished. There's different abilities and things that you can choose to affect how that works, but overall this guy's job is to provide team support by being a tank and giving that armor bonus to everybody and just helping people stay alive in general. He is the only class that gets the Power Sword, which is kind of strange. It's a classic weapon in the Warhammer universe, but they do a pretty good job with it, and since he's up close with things, it allows him to focus down some of the tougher targets that other classes may have trouble doing, and he's able to take those hits and keep going. Highly recommend, if you're not using him in your end game or in the harder difficulties and stuff, he's a class that I recommend at least having on the standby. That way if your party needs one, you can grab him. Number 5 on the list, I'm just going to call a sleeper. I I slept on him, the community slept on him, we all underestimate him. It's going to be the sniper. This guy has sniper rifles. He does not do well. He's the only class that absolutely just really doesn't do well in close combat. And so he's kind of scary to grab because of all the mobs. But if you play him right, use his ability right, that sniper rifle is absolutely devastating. You can get more headshots and kill things faster than any other class. You know, you got the Xanthropes or Neurothropes, the big guys. This guy will eliminate all of them. You just have to stay alive to do it. And the game does really well. The camouflage that you see, as soon as you activate it, you can be right next to enemies and they just walk away. So it allows you to get into a nice spot where you can give some good covering fire and do significant damage for your guys that are up close. Pro tip, if you're helping the guys out, don't snipe the guys that they're trying to execute. Your guys up in battle, they need those executions to keep their armor. So your job is to weaken things, damage things, but don't steal the kills. They really need that stuff. In higher levels, the sniper is almost essential. You don't have to have him, but his ability to be able to take out some of the big targets and keep your team alive, it can be highly valued. So don't sleep on this class, even though a lot of people are going to want to. It's way too much fun, and it's just fun to watch heads go pop. And last but certainly not least on the list is going to be the heavy. Right behind the bulwark, he's going to have the most armor. I do believe I said that, but I think the tactical might have just as much armor. Either way, the heavy, he's the guy with the big guns. He's going to put all the firepower down the field, and he's going to hurt things really bad. To top it off, his ability is fantastic. He's got the Iron Halo, and this does benefit other players. Anybody behind that Iron Halo is not going to get hit by range damage. Though the Halo does have a threshold. It can take enough damage to get broken, so watch out for that. It doesn't just have a set time that it's up. The Heavy is used in a lot of meta builds due to his melter cannons and things like that, so he's not a bad one to use in some of the end-game and higher difficulty operations and such. That's going to wrap it up for all of us. I hope you enjoyed it. Got all 6 of the classes covered here and kind of went over them. We've got a few builds that I'm working on. They're going to be in the pipeline coming down soon. Make sure you take a look and watch out for those. Everyone else, I'd like to thank you for sticking by. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe, and you have a wonderful day.